Hey, it's AmBro and welcome to the changelog video of the recent Bedrock version V8. Generally, this will be a more technical video about all new features, and I will try to make it as short and as concise as possible. And before we start, I just want to say to leave like and subscribe, but also write some comment if you like this more in-depth discussion about new features. And I think we can quickly start with Reworked website. What's Bedrock? Let's start with the website.
Sup, it's Idar. Now I wanted to mention changes within the site. So the website has been rewritten from the beginning, allowing for better performance and fixing issues on consoles. The layout has changed, and so did the downloading system. To download any content on our website, you can either decide to buy a voucher, allowing you to skip ads, or watch the ads and download the content for free. On the site, we also added more sections for downloads. Community section with extensions for Bedrock texture pack, these mainly focus on themes, and side project section which holds other texture packs unrelated to Bedrock. If you're interested in sharing your own themes for Bedrock, or you have created a project worth sharing, you can submit it on our Discord and it will appear on the site. Lastly, we expanded the information page where you can find all tutorials and answers to your questions. Now getting back to the texture pack.
Alright, thank you Idark, you did a really great job, and I just want to highlight that website is open source, so if you know stuff you can visit our GitHub and see the source code, or if you find some issue you can fix this yourself or let us know. Okay, so back to the texture pack. First thing I want to talk about is the new Reworked mod menu, which is right now in full screen, but we knew people would hate it, so we also added the toggleable mini mode, so you can minimize it, but also you can adjust its size and even hide the navigation buttons. The new style of mod menu, in my opinion, is looking really great, especially the division of sections into 4 ones, and actually they have their own sub-menus in which you can see actually the new features like compatibility and config. But generally it's looking really similar to the previous version. In the mods tab, as you would guess, you can manage visibility of the key modules of the Bedrock, but also I want to show you the animation when you enable or disable mod menu. It's looking really great. But also we added the selection animation for the tabs above to match the UI design. We also adjusted the view of the module's settings. As you can see, especially if the module has a lot of options, we split them into the categories. But also the big change right there are the CPS counter, which is located in the bottom left, and it's actually working, but it's really limited to the values from 0 to 15. I also want to show that this update provides more customizability to the heavy mods. As you can see, I can fully adjust the direction HUD, but also all the values in the corner, in the bottom corners. We saw here the lack of customizability. It was always in the corners. Right now you can fully adjust all of these options right in the mod menu. And the other modules are similar to the previous version, they are slightly updated. So I think let's move to the compatibility tab, in which you can find the list of the possible errors. Like for example, if you have disabled position, the chords, Nether Coords and other modules may not work, also day counter, or if you have chosen the pocket UI. All the list of the issues will be visible right there. And also in the config tab, there is whole view of config and all options set. It's only per view, so you cannot really edit them, but you can always take a look what's going on here. And as fun fact, I can say that amount of the all options are around 330, something around that. I think it's even more. So it's it's big number. So let's move to the editor tab, which also has 3 sections, and it's crosshair hotbars and hotbar elements. The crosshair section is actually same from the previous version. We added the new background, new extra crosshair to actually match the width of the all buttons, and actually from here that's all. And in the hotbars subsection the magic happens, I can say. This section actually provides the superpower to the hotbar slots at the bottom, but not only. And actually, let me show you what I mean. Okay, so by hotbars you can adjust the opacity of them, selected hotbar, texture opacity, also the numbers. The next category actually gives you more customizability, in which default layout is the normal grid right there, but also we have the sliders and we can fully adjust the position of this element. We can also disable scale, but also enable the freaks-free grid and also increase its scale. As you can see, generally you also saw that Hertz doesn't move and all these renderers. It's because JSON UI is a little bit limited and I cannot really adjust these elements. However, in the next version I will try to improve it. There are also options for the touch input, in which you can adjust the open inventory button, but also there is another powerful feature which is named individual slots, and if I enable it and actually leave the mod menu, you can see that another buttons appeared on HUD. In short, these are fully customizable. What I mean by that is I can adjust their position, adjust their scale. I can toggle between the normal scale and the medium one, and everything separated options. And also for touch users, option for customizability is also available in the open inventory button. What I mean by that, okay, I changed the position of these buttons, and as you can see, 3 of them are right there, another 4, 5 and 6 are right there, and the rest are on right side. On the mobile, if you are a touch user, you can actually full click them. Even right now on PC I can't click them, so I think this will be really powerful feature that will allow you to adjust hotbars the way you want. And actually, if you use more fingers, or if you are familiar with other games which allow you to require, for example, 4 or even more fingers to use their UI, I think you will love it. And of course, beyond these options, we have also the hotbar elements editor, which these elements are the alping corresponding with the hotbar. And if we disable the default layout and go right there, we can actually adjust the height of, rather the padding of this element. But also if we have, for example, some block right like this, and we can also adjust that spacing around hertz and this item factory. There are also options for the expert bar, and if you enable, for example, this layout, we can go back here and actually display that element, toggle between connection to the normal layout and this custom one. We can also move the position between top and bottom, hide that value, or even move this value from top and again to bottom. Also with the percentage we can adjust its position to the left or right. So yeah, it's fully customizable, and I can't wait to actually see some crazy creations with this editor. So as we move forward, there is another section, the settings, and right there separated into the vanilla, MISC and mod menu. Vanilla ones are the default settings from the previous version by this second tab. Right there, there is new feature named the safe area size, and basically using this you can actually adjust the safe area. And the reason I added this is because previously all items were aligned to our corners with that little gap in corners. Right now you can actually stick them to the edge of the screen, and there are also other options right there, but also there is the cabin detection toggle between the mod menu and tab list. And this is a really interesting toggle because right now if I press F8 I toggle between the mod menu, but if I go back and disable it, and if I click it, I cannot really see anything because of the debug menu overrides visibility. But if I disable that mod menu, I can manage the visibility of the tab list using F8 cabin. And I think it's really cool feature. There are also settings for the mod menu, and it's all related to the minimap toggle and the opacity toggle. So I can showcase actually what it does. So basically you can adjust its size and hide these navigation buttons if you enable the minimap. We also have the opacity toggle, which we can also enable or disable, and also we can adjust the opacity even when it's enabled, so you can actually use it as preview. And actually for this section that's all. And the last section is information, in which we have the most important things explained, separated by two toggles, general and texture pack. In which general there is info about all general topics, as you would guess, and for the texture pack there are strictly topics related to config, mod menu and known issues. And at the end of the talking about the mod menu, I want to point out that the chunk minimap has been completely reworked and it's working really great. We also added a lot of customization to this module, and as you can see, everything you see right there is basically customizable. Like you can adjust the colors, actually the inner padding, you can hide these directions or even use small font, toggle between the other names, and actually the size. It's all working. There is even toggle for mobile users. We have also these two texts at the bottom, which can be even visible if you disable this module. Just make sure to enable these two toggles to show these elements even if it's disabled, and as you can see, it's fully visible. If you compare it to the previous version, this chunk positions and location was linked to this text. Right now I decided to separate it and actually connect to the minimap because it's more topic related. Also, to provide better visibility, we added the colors, text colors to the Nether Coords, which is green and the red. We can also always adjust the text to make them longer or shorter, and we can also disable this feature if we don't like it, if you don't like it. Also, to more technical stuff, we changed the way how we handle the offsets, for example in chat. By the way, don't ask me how I did it, it's working as you can see. However, if I enable the chat, which suddenly stops because this new feature, in chat we can actually right now adjust the padding size instead of having just option to adjust the chat to change it to the top or to the bottom. Right now it's also pink, and the same logic applies to the top chat as well, and the rest options are very similar compared to the previous version. Yeah, subscribe and like, that's right. And also same logic applies to the boss bar. If I go to the settings and to the vanilla, I can also adjust the padding size based on that slider. So it's a new thing, and let me actually disable the chat So yeah, that's how it's working. Oh. Okay. I should enable the game mode actually. Next is custom UI, which compared to the previous version, it was really slightly updated. Like in the pause screen, we added this text to indicate that the game is actually paused, and it was rather some fix because it was missing even when game added this as new feature. For other UI changes, we added the 2 new buttons in the stop screen, in which if you click the servers you get directly to this tab in the play screen, but also we added the quick play, which is actually the game feature which provides to quickly create world either on the creative or survival mode. And the last and the most remarkable change is the about screen, which we reworked. It's now more matched to the UI design. Right there we have information tab in which we have literally the same information like in mod menu. Another one is the changelog. We explained all the new stuff and adjusted things, but also removed ones. And you can watch the complete history of all Bedrock versions. Well, almost all. And we have also the extension packs screen in which you can see the all list of extensions, and if you, for example, choose the low fire, we can see the effect before and after applying the pack. So for example, with waypoints, better focus, and for example, with the dark mode. And well, the features and all adjusted stuff. From the most important things, that's basically all. You can also talk a bit about the remove stuff, which is basically located in the changelog right there. And I must say that we cancel the mobile app. It's because all the Android versions, all the stuff that was required to the system, we added to the adjusting configuration. It's all complex, we don't have much experience in that, and with all these Android versions and all security stuff, we just cancel it. But also regarding to the texture pack, we added the support of the default capes, and that's why we remove the better Bedrock capes in that update. And for the other stuff, it's really not that big, and if you want to read all the changes, you can check the changelog inside the texture pack right in the about screen, even in the pause menu. So yeah, you can access it in the start screen and during gameplay in pause screen. So that's all for this changelog, and I tried the best to make it as short as possible, but I bet it's more than 15 minutes long, or maybe even 20. We'll see. But at the end, I just want to thank you for watching and enjoy the pack.